back to another Total Tyrant Unleashed. And today I wanted to talk a bit about doing missions and using your energy efficiently. Uh, when I've done this game, I've traditionally just, started from the bottom and moved my way up through the missions. But I find sometimes I waste a lot of energy by not using it all up and then, having things to do for a while. So pretty much like all the missions, from the start of the game, Blightlands, like I've done them all. And as you know, they generally have smaller costs to do the missions. 80, 78. Even when you go into core, you could get some missions that are 50, 50, even lower as you go back down. Now, what I wanted to propose to you guys uh, is the idea of not doing all the small missions in one go, but doing some of the bigger missions like later in the game in terms of getting the gold and the stars, doing some of the bigger missions later in the game, and then using the small missions as fillers. So, say you were up to the Arctis, right? You have a lot of high expensive missions here. This costs 200. Now, if you have typical 250 or 249 from being in a guild, you'll probably only get to do this one shot in like one go when you have to wait, you know, 60 times 3 hours is like 3 hours and change to be able to do it again, right? So if you're not available for whatever reason, aka life, to do it at that time, then you're losing out a lot. 150, like these missions get a lot higher at this point in the game. And I'm taking a chance. I'm taking the break to talk about this because with the event missions, at this point, I think the new one is gonna come out to this Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday. The new mission comes out, so I have nothing to do on this screen at all. It's just I wish I could start the next leg because I'm never able on the third leg. I'm never able to get the two quads and get all the stars in that third leg of the mission. I could get it in the first one easy. Second one, sure. The third leg, by the time I finish the third boss, you know, I can't get the gold for that, which is, a little bit annoying. So in the times like these where this is finished, the first leg of it is finished, you have to kind of wait for the second leg to come out. And by waiting, I'm not gonna just sit there and let the gold go to waste, the energy go to waste. I'm gonna do some of these other missions. So with the more expensive ones, so say I have 294 right now. Say I have this mission here, 142, 146. I could do two 146 missions, right? That brings me up to about math. 300 minus 8, 292, right? That's 292. That's 8 left over. So if I had 292 and 8 left over, then it would be a big chunk of time before I could do another like bigger mission. And this is, it's not something that's irrelevant because as you go through the game, you're gonna get to the point where you've got all the stars for all the lower missions, and all you have is big missions, and you're waiting big globs of time to do your next thing, and without an event or a war going on, it could make the game more uninteresting for yourself in the future. And you have less and less and less to do. You have to wait longer and longer to be able to do something. And PvP, even PvP's big blobs of 35, 25 minutes. If you're on top of it, 25 minutes blob, 25 minutes blob. and it could take a while. You might actually find yourself playing a little less, depending on what's going on. So with these missions in the beginning, let's just say you didn't max these all out. This is 15. All right, so you could do the first mission. You could do the first big mission. That was 146, right? 142? 142, sorry. 142 times. No, 146 times 2. Yeah. Okay, you do the big mission. And then you come back down. You do the big missions, you come back down to the smaller areas of the game where missions are cheaper. And you do smaller missions there that take you less time. So with something like this, 33, 32, 45, 30, it's not so bad. You could really use up your energy really well by, peppering in these small missions around the bigger missions. So, what am I saying? You want to level up, you do small missions fast, you get more gold. Yes, that is a thing. But in the long scope of it, in the long term, in the bigger scope, like big picture, you'll probably waste some energy if you're not 100% like on top of it. Like if you don't have 25 hours a day to play this game and you're in it all the time, you have your girlfriend or whatever, it's easy to let stuff go to waste. So with work, with other things going on, what I like to do now, again, this is all these missions I've maxed out. If you could see, I've made an effort to you know get all the stars on the more expensive missions first to use up the bulk of my energy, and then I'll just go down. Like when I'm finished with those, I'll just go down into a smaller mission and just fill in the gaps of whatever it is to get my energy to as close to zero as possible. So I don't have to worry about, oh hey, I need to finish that thing. Oh hey, I need to check back in 2.5 hours. I don't watch TV as broadcast television or as cable television. I watch Netflix. I watch Hulu Plus. And what that is that it's more of you using something on your own time. And that's the way I approach a game. I'll make this game work on my time. So having to work my schedule around the game is something I'll do when it comes to something time sensitive, like events, especially ones with great rewards or guild wars. Otherwise than that, I don't want to be rotating around this game every day for every second, watching, timing everything out. My girlfriend's like, "Oh, hey, what's going on? Oh, you do never spend any quality time with me." You know, people on my job, telling, "Oh, you're on your phone too much." When you're gonna get a lot of trouble if you're not just like home, um, but a lot of time dedicated to this. You can get in a lot of trouble really quickly if you work around the game schedule. So you have to make the game work around your schedule. And this is one way that I try to do that. Do the big missions first. So you can see I just did two big missions, right? And I have 47 left. So what I'll do now is I'll go look for a mission that's around 47 or just above 47 that I can fit in. So I know that I have about 5 hours, 5 times 60, 300. Yeah, I have about 5 hours until my next time when I know I have to come in and use some energy over here. So this mission is 78, still too expensive. So if I'd left that open, that would have been something I could use. So let's see this one, 50. So see, this is an example of where you'd want to leave something open, something like really low cost that you could come back to later and use. So again, TLDR, don't use up all the small missions first. Like try to do the bigger missions and get the stars for those. and then pepper in the smaller missions so you're not as, just like, okay, so like right now, I've got to come back in about 30 minutes to do a 78 mission. Let me see. Where is it? It's in the Blightlands, right? No, not Blightlands. Razagot's Grave. Alright, so right now the lowest mission I could do is... Oh, I could do 58. Oh, 50. Oh, missed that one. Alright, that's good. 50, 54, 58. I skipped that over. That was great. So, like this Razagot's Grave, I made an effort to leave open. I thought I misplaced all the hit that button by accident. So just something to keep in mind when you're playing. 50. So I could do this mission now. So now, instead of having to come back in half an hour, I could come back in 5 hours from now, and frees up my time to do other things. I'll probably just do a PvP, like just use up the PvP while I'm here to get that extra at least 125 gold, and then just stock away some cards, salvage them later. Another thing in the store, I saw the Hallow Pack with Sanctuary. This is probably one of the most relevant. This is probably one of the most relevant cards they've put in the store in a while. I haven't bought anything from the store in, I don't know, some months now. And last thing I bought was one of these packs. The Tempest Citadel, I didn't like the way they put it out where you had a chance to get it. When I played card games, Magic, played Yu-Gi-Oh in the past, Duel Masters, Kaijuru. I generally only buy boxes where I have a chance. Look at my air quotes. A chance of getting something when I just start the game. So, and then this is not relevant to people who have the money to spend. I don't have hundreds of dollars to throw on this game, so I wouldn't like. Even though there's stuff I might want, I wouldn't do this per se. I wouldn't really throw money on this because it's not something that I can guarantee getting a quad. If you're not quadding your cards, especially higher up in the game, it's it's a waste of time in a sense. The cards that are really nice, the air support. I don't know how the counter is gonna be useful, but I don't. The point is, I don't buy boxes. I buy singles, and this single is really useful. You could do it for the Defiance, you could do it for the Sanctuary, Sacred Sanctuary, and you could do it for the Samurai that's there, the new fusion. So I'll probably get my hands on this. So, good work, devs, making me put my hands in my pocket for something that's actually worth it. I wish you guys would have a little bit more card options to buy, but, that's your choice. And the tier, if you notice the box formats with the tier, like the traditional box format and this new tier thing. Um, if you're gonna buy the box anyway, I mean it's a level of transparency, but the thing with this the traditional form of having a box, you could technically luck out and get anything in here. You could technically. The probabilities are low, but you could, in a vacuum spend 60, get the first card. Or if you had, sometimes they'll bring cards back. The air support they brought back, I know that. The Skycom has been out before. I don't recognize Authority. Yeah, this has been out before too. So say you had three, you could probably luck out to get it. And with the tier format, that element of luck about getting, higher tier legendaries is kind of gone. Ugh, yeah, it's so expensive. The luck of getting higher tier is gone. They tell you what you could do, but who the hell wants rares at this point? This is just walking SP at this point in the game, and I'd feel like I was wasting money. But it does serve a purpose, so it's not all bad. It's just a different way of approaching things. I'm not sure how long they'll do the to have both forms of the deck out. I think maybe they're trying it out because they came out with a tier first, and then the box came out. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's all I got for this week. I'll catch you guys soon, and take care till then. Till Tyrant Unleash. Get you guys next week. Bye.